Hi everyone, welcome again to my studio, and I'm Stephen Conway, and I'm going to be teaching beginner tutorials on oil painting. And each week I'm going to focus on a different topic, and this week we're going to focus on sunsets, lovely colourful sunsets. And I have my tablet here with a picture on it, just as a reference. Some lovely blues going through it. I don't know if you can see it or not. So I'm going to use the canvas board, and you can use stretch canvas if you like, but I just use the canvas boards for tutorials and for practice really in general. And also I have my palette here, wooden palette, and I'm going to be showing you both at the same time, so you can see me mixing and painting as well at the same time, so you can see what I'm doing. Now I have my jar of brushes here, and I have my turpentine with linseed oil, only a little bit of linseed oil, kind of maybe 60-40 or even 70-30, you know, 30 being linseed oil. Brushes, I have just lots of different brushes. I have bristles, synthetics, whatever you're comfortable with. The norm is bristle, but I just like using synthetics as well because they have lovely smooth. They give lovely smooth brush strokes on the canvas if you want to do nice fine detailed work. Okay, now I'm going to be using a limited palette today, just a handful of colours, not too many, maybe 4 or 5 probably at most. And now I have undercoated my canvas with just regular oil based undercoat, okay, thinned out, 2 coats of that and quick sand, and it makes it lovely and smooth, okay. And now you can, if you like, use MDF board, okay. This is one that I prepared. It's almost fully dry. Quick sand, 2 coats of primer, and another quick sand after that, and it's lovely and smooth, and it's great for doing detailed work, especially for painting animals, that type of thing, you know. Now it's only 6mm MDF, that's plenty, you don't need to go any thicker than that. But it's nice and cheap and cheerful, and it's perfectly fine to use for oil painting. Okay, so let's get cracking with this painting here now. And I suppose the point of this really is just to show you about gradients and mixing different shades together on the canvas and blending different colours together. Okay, we're going to be going from blue to a sort of an orange, then to a brown. Okay, and there's going to be some nice purples in there as well. So this is just basically to teach you how to blend the colours on the canvas so that they don't get muddy, and keeping your colours nice and clean as well. Okay, so let's crack on and get painting. This is the fun part. Okay, here we go. So first I'm going to draw a horizon line. Okay, and it's just around here, okay? Around 3/4 of the way down your canvas. Just draw a pencil line across there. Okay, very lightly. And then we are going to start with the blue up on the top here, okay? Now there's a very lovely rich blue coming across the top here, so I'm going to start with that. So let's just dip into our turps a little bit, and let's dip into some cobalt blue. Okay, nice rich cobalt blue, and we want this a little wet, and some titanium white. Alright, nice and wet, and let's just try that. Yeah, there we go, that's nice. A little bit more white, and let's just paint this across. Now I'm looking at the photo here on the tablet, but you can just pause and look at this video as you're going along. Okay, now I want to make it slightly more purple just on this side, only just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put a touch, very light touch of cadmium red into that. And you can see I just hardly even mixed it on the board. I just put it straight onto the canvas board and mixed it on the board. Now I want to take another bit of white, and let's just go up here with some of this. So you can see I'm keeping the colours nice and clean as I go. You see? Let's see now, this blue comes down to about here. Comes right down there. Now I want to start adding some white into this, so I just dip my brush into the turps, dabbed it on the tissue just to take most of the paint off of that brush. And I'm going into my white and let's just bring it down here into this and just bring it down. Okay. And the same over here. It's going to get slightly lighter as we go down the canvas. Now I'm not going to go any further than this with this blue, alright? Because it starts to go a kind of a pink, a kind of a mauvey pink along here, and then there's a big burst of sunlight right in the center here. Okay, rich yellow and orange. So I'm going to dip my brush in and take the most of that paint off that brush again. Okay, just dab it on your tissue, and I'm going to pick up a little of that cadmium red on the palette with plenty of white. Okay. And I'll try and take my time here now so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So it's like a very light pink. Now, this will mix with the blue that's already on the canvas, okay? So don't worry too much. We're getting it exactly right. And let's just blend this down here. Now I know you're probably thinking, well, a blue sky with a sunset, but it'll make sense later once we get the sun in here with the oranges and the reds. Okay, and I just want to show you how to change from one colour to the next in a sunset. Now I'm going to take some more of that red and I'm going to go into Naples yellow this time. And that's a very, very opaque yellow, okay? It's very, very opaque. We only need a little of it. And it covers really well. So Naples yellow, some cadmium red and some titanium white. And it gets a little pink just along here. Now notice I'm going at an angle with this, okay? Because the clouds are sort of flickering up at an angle. So I'm following that angle. And let's continue this all the way across. Just to there. And we have some blue. It turns more purpley over on this side. So let's dip into the blue and cadmium red. And I want it more on the blue side over here, okay? There we go. And I'll just test a little bit first. If you're not happy, you can change it. But that's not too bad. And it comes along here like this. So I'm following that angle all of the time. And just bring that down into your horizon line, okay? Now I'm using a very dry brush here. There's not a whole lot of paint on the brush. Alright? There we go. And again, more blue just at the end. And I'm not going all the way across. I want to leave this area for the sun here because I don't want to be having to mix the blue into the yellow later. You see? And let's see now. A little bit here. And I'm going to be switching to a smaller brush now very soon. And some of that blue actually flicks up here into the sky. Okay, just goes along here and there. And already it's looking like a sunset. Now up at the top here I just want to put some very dark cloud in, so I'm not cleaning my brush now. I haven't cleaned my brush fully yet, okay? I'm still mixing with the same brush. Let's take some cobalt blue and let's take a little bit of that black. You probably have Payne's grey, so we'll call it Payne's grey. And let's go up here. Now more blue into this. I want to put some dark blue just across the top here. Alright. And these are clouds that are just coming into the picture. Just here. More blue. So you can vary this for a little blue here, a little black there. You can mess around with it. There we go. Now, I'm going to take my blender brush and I'm going to mix that, blend that just gently together, okay? Now I'm going in the direction of the clouds, because if I go across this way, I'll only flatten them out and that angle will be gone. So, very gently, and I'm hardly even touching the canvas now with this. The let's just blend that gently across. And of course, as you get to the horizon, they start to flatten out slightly, don't they? Horizontal. There we go. And already it's looking pretty good, isn't it? So you can see now how easy that was to go from the blue to the pink and then to the purple over here. It's basically a case of giving your brush a quick clean in your turpentine, dabbing it on the tissue just to take most of the paint off of your brush, and then you've a clean colour going on next. Okay, so just make sure and clean your brush in between colours, especially when you're doing a sunset like this. Now I don't mean clean it fully, I mean just give it a quick dip and dab on the tissue just to get most of your paint off before you switch to a different colour. And that keeps the colours nice and clean then. Alright, now I'm going to take a smaller brush. I'm going to take this nice small little synthetic flat brush, okay, just to get some little clouds floating across here, get some highlights on these clouds. So we have a lighter shade of this just here, where the sun is catching the cloud, okay, so I'm going to dip into, let's see now, some Naples yellow, and let's find a clean section of palette here now, because I don't want to be putting it into a dirty colour. Okay, some Naples yellow, some white, and some of that cadmium red. Okay, so we have a nice salmony kind of a colour, and just under here the sun is just catching. Now that's a bit yellow, so I want to keep it on the pinky side. Okay, and if you find this getting too much on your brush, just wipe it off the tissue. That's all you have to do. Just wipe it off the tissue and keep it nice and clean. Now, that's a bit better now, isn't it? So you can see it comes along, and then there's a little bit of highlight just here. And I'm looking at my photograph now. I'm not trying to copy it exactly, but I want to get those highlights in just under the clouds, just here and there, okay? There's a few coming up just here. So I see I'm mixing all these now on the canvas. And already it's looking quite nice, isn't it? And there's a little highlight just on the top of that cloud. Just around the edge of that cloud. Now I'm going to be blending this in again later, so don't be too worried about getting it perfect. Now let's take some more of that red, that's a nice colour. And just here and there, it's catching some of the cloud. As we come down, we level it out and it's horizontal. Okay, and across here it's the same, but it's going to be in more blue shade. So I'm going to take some of the cobalt blue and some of the white, and let's see now. Yeah, that's not too bad. And it's just catching the cloud just here and there. You see? Now give our brush a clean on the tissue, and then let's just put in a little bit of that pink just to accent, just to complement this side here. So we're complementing colours. And that brings it all together then nicely. Now up here there's a little highlight under that cloud, so I'm just going to dip into some white, and whatever colour you have on your palette, a little bit of pale blue perhaps, okay? Take a little bit of blue and some white, and just here there's just a highlight catching that cloud. Now I'm going to flick this upwards to follow that cloud, the curvature of the cloud, okay? There we go. And again, just go into some white, and just here and there. That's all you need. Okay? Now, let's take our blender brush and let's blend that just very, very, very slightly. Just flick it up. See? And that's the curve of the cloud. That's the sun just catching the light under that cloud. And you can really see how easy it is. create these effects. And this blender brush is very, very handy. Just be sure and tell the wife before you take it. Yeah? Now, there we go. All I'm doing is just softening these colours in here now, that's all I'm doing. Just want to make it nice and soft. Now, let's focus on the sun. Now, I'm going to use the same brush, I'm just going to clean it, okay? Quick cleaning your turps and dry it on your tissue. Now, I will lift, look, what I'll do is I'll lift the picture up here. I hope it shows on the camera. I'm going to bring it up here and just show you what we're painting, okay? That's what we're painting. Nice sunset with a boat in the water, okay? You can see the lovely rich colour, so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to focus on this sun here now. Okay, we're going to paint this area, so let's focus on that. So again, it's just a quick lesson to show you about mixing colours together and not creating muddy colours. So the sun, now there's a little orange around the sun, so look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put in the sun first, just as a guide, okay? So just some cadmium yellow and white. I'm just going to pick a point and just put that in there. Just so I know where to work my colours into, so I have a reference point. I'm just going to put a little bit of white just in the centre of that. Okay? I don't want it too in your face, okay? Not too bright. Let's put a little yellow around that. Now, and that's our sun. And I'm going to be covering this with a little cloud here and there later on. So, now we have a lovely little orange around that, so let's dip into some cadmium red and some cadmium yellow. Let's make a nice rich orange for that. Now let's just test this out here and see how it looks. It's not too bad. Yeah, we can mix it into the pink here, but I'm not going to go into the blue yet over there because it'll turn a sort of a greeny shade or a greeny hue, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Okay, now I'm very, very lightly just moving this up into that blue, okay, because I don't want it turning green on me, so I'm just very gently here and there just blending it up. Now I'm bring it down then, and I'm going to blend that sun away, just the edge of the sun. I want it nice and soft. There we go. So you can see it's just, now I'm cleaning my brush again. It's just a matter of cleaning your brush between each colour, that's all it is. Now let's just take some more of the yellow, and in fact this time we'll go more reddy so that we don't turn this green, okay? So let's put more red into that mix this time. And you see, it's not turning green because there's more red in the mix. And the red is just blending into that purple, making a nice warm tone. So you can understand now what I mean by blending different shades together to make it all work. Let's take more of the red and let's take a little blue. Let's just mix that, a little bit of white, and come down here and it's a nice pinky colour. Let's just put it in here and there. That'll help bring all this together on at the end. There we go. Now take your time with this at home, don't try to paint as fast as me, okay? Right, now we have a nice purple colour coming just along the bottom here. And sort of sits everything down on top of the water. So I'm going to go into that cobalt blue with some cadmium red and perhaps a touch of black. Only very, very light touch of black now, okay? And let's just go along here. Let's put this in. Now I'm going to blend it up in here. There's a little dark, there's actually a dark cloud just coming along. Just on this side here. So I'm going to put that in. There go. Now, because I blew on my brush, I don't want to turn this green again, where it's going to mix with this orangey colour, so I'm going to go into more red. So it's going to be a purpley red, okay? And that will prevent it from going green. So you can see how all this now is coming together. And then it gets quite dark over here. So this time I'm going to take a little bit of brown, burnt umber, and a little bit of red. Okay, and just put that in over here and just work it up, blend it up into that sky and blend it across just gently, just to there, and a bit more red. Now you can mess around with all these colours at home, okay, but if you find this going green, clean your brush immediately and put more red into the mix. That will stop it from going green. There we go. And that just sits the sunset down nicely on the ocean there. Right, now I want to put a real rich orange just around the sun here. Now I'm going to switch brushes and I'm going to go to a slightly smaller brush for this. Now I have a small one there somewhere. In fact, you know what? No. I changed my mind, I use the same brush, I'll just give it a good clean. There's some lovely rich orange just around here, so I'm going to get some cadmium yellow and some cadmium red, and let's get a nice rich orange around, just around here by the sun. Okay, so I really want that to pop out. There we go. Let's take some at this side. And then let's take some more of the red and let's bring it up here. It's a bit red there now, isn't it? That was a little bit red. Bring it up into this purple over here. Go. Now I want to blend that again, so you can see it's just a system of putting layers on, blending them together and putting more layers on top of that. Now you could go in and just paint all wet on this completely, constantly, and then blend it all together, but I find doing it this way, it just creates a nice depth in the sky. Now I'm going to put in this bright sun here again, okay? My apologies. The camera's up overhead, so it's getting a little shaky from time to time. Now, bright yellow just here. That's it. It's nicer now, isn't it? Nice bright sun. And let's make it nice and round and let's just blend it out into the sky, very gently with your brush. Okay, then in the middle of that let's just put a little bit of white, and that should really brighten it up. There we go. Now, next I'm going to take my small round brush, this one here, not the detail brush now, but the bigger one up, the next size up, okay? And there's a dark cloud just cutting across here, so I'm going to make a really deep purple for that. Some cobalt blue, a little bit of red. Now, I think we'll go more on the red side with this. Okay? So a nice rich kind of reddy bluey, but more red. Let's just test this out. Ah, that's nice. And there's a really dark cloud just cutting across this here. It comes across like that. And it just comes over the sun. Now I'm just wiggling my brush around, that's all I'm doing, okay? There we go. See? And Let's bring it down here, a little bit more red in the mix. And this is all just a little bit of enjoyment. It's just a bit of fun, that's all it is. Nice and relaxing. Now I cut across the sun there, okay? That pushes the sun back into the distance immediately. See? And again, let's just bring those across here. Just here and there, little clouds floating across in front of the sun. And let's just come down here and do one. Just off in the distance. And there's a small one just here. And use your fingers to blend them up. You don't have to use the fan brush all the time, you can use your fingers as well if you like. There you go. And that turned out quite well, didn't it? Now I just want to put in some more dark cloud just across here, okay? And I want to get more highlights in just here to catch that as well. In fact, I'll do that first. I'll put those highlights in. So I'm taking my detail brush, okay, my small pointy brush, and I'm going to put some little highlights just along under there. So I'm going to take some of the white, tiny bit of cadmium yellow, okay, and let's just here and there, let's just put a little highlight. The sun is really catching those clouds. A little bit more white. And this will really bring the painting to life. And again, just under these clouds, there's a very, very bright highlight just under those as well. So, some white and a little bit of yellow. Just put a little highlight across under those. And if a brush gets dirty, just wipe the point of the brush off your tissue and go again. And we have another little bit just around here. Like that. And we have another bit just around here. You see? And that's looking quite nice now already, isn't it? And that's a lovely sunset. Right, let's just take a bit of white, and I'm just going to go along just here and brighten these only just slightly. Only very, very slightly now. And there, so you can see the impact now that that little highlight has done. It just really pops out, and it really brings it to life, doesn't it? And it's only a small little highlight. So just remember, lights against darks really bring something to life. And a very bright highlight against a very dark shadow will always jump out at you. Okay? Now, let's tackle the ocean here. Right? I want to put a dark just along the bottom here. So I'm just going to take my little flat brush again, the one that we just used, give it a good clean, and I'm going to go into some burnt umber and put it into that dark mix that we just mixed, that little reddy bluey mix that we just mixed. And I just want to put it dark just along here. Okay, I just want to separate the ocean from the sky with a nice dark colour. So let's do that again. Same thing. And there we go. That's not bad at all. Now, you see the beauty of oil paints is that you can blend all these together and they'll still be wet when you come back to them. If this was acrylics, this would be a completely different story. Now, nothing wrong with acrylics. Acrylics are lovely to use as well, and they have their benefits, especially if you're painting outdoors. But I just prefer the oils. I prefer having the freedom to change something as I go along if I want, without worrying about it drying too quickly. Okay, but it's up to yourself. You can use the acrylics just fine as well.